Hello all, this is Virtualex, and today I'll be showing you how to install Active Directory domain services and creating your first domain controller on Windows Server 2012. So let's go ahead and first install the ADDS server. So first we need to open up the Windows Server 2012. This is already installed, so if you don't have any copy of Windows Server 2012, go ahead and install it on a physical server, or you can also work on a virtual machine. For example, how I am working on a VMware workstation. So once you logged in into the Windows Server 2012, you need to go to manage, and once you go to manage, you'll find a few options like add roles and features, remove roles features, etc. So select the first option. It says add roles and features, and you will be getting a wizard there. So we need to click next, and we need to select the first option which says role based or feature based installation, and we'll click next. And we'll be presented with a default server on which we are currently working on. However, if you are trying to install it on a different server, you can always search the server here, and if it's on the same network, it will show up here. So currently I'm working on WIN8J82R L9D8DS. So I'll be working on this, and I'll leave the filter. I'll not filter any servers here right now. So I'll just select the current server and click next. So I would like to have Active Directory domain services installed, so I'll check this, and all the required features I will add that and click next. I don't want any features to be installed other than that. I'll click next. So here is the confirmation, and it says restart the destination server automatically if required. So we'll leave this portion unchecked as of now, and hit on installation. So here is the progress. It says view installation progress and starting installation. So I'll pause the video here, and once everything is installed, I'll come back and start the video again. Okay, so let's see. Looks like it's already done. So it says configuration required and installation succeeded on that particular server. And if you go here, which says additional steps are required to make this machine a domain controller. So we need to promote this server to a domain controller. We'll see how to do that. I'll presently close this. And if you see here, ADDS is installed, and now you can see a configuration required for Active Directory domain services at that particular server. So we'll click on more. So this is the post deployment configuration. So we need to promote this server to the domain controller. Now, as this being the first domain controller in our domain, so I'll select add a new forest, and I'll give a root domain name. I'll give it as silver I'll give it as Virtulex. So this is the domain I am giving, virtulex.com. Okay, now we need to select the functional level of the new forest and the root domain. So I will suggest you to make sure that you have at least a forest functional level of 2008 or till 2008. That would be fine. So let this load it up. Still loading. Okay, so it's done now. So I'll leave forest functional level. We can select up to 2003 servers. So that means that it will function any Windows Server 2003. If you want to add it to this, but you can use that. So it is still 2003. That is the max servers that you can add, the versions. That is the Windows Server 2003. Then it is Windows Server 2008, R2 and Windows 2012. So I'll select Windows 2012 for both forest functional level and domain functional level. You can see that as this is the first domain controller, so the global catalog is checked and it is grayed out, so we cannot uncheck because this is the first domain controller, so this would have the global catalog installed, and with that we'll have the domain naming system, that is the DNS server. We need to provide the DSRM password, that is the directory services restore mode. And we'll click on next. So this says currently a delegation for this DNS server cannot be created because the authoritative parent zone cannot be found. So I'll go show here a delegation of this DNS server cannot be created because the authoritative parent zone cannot be found, or it does not run Windows DNS server. If you are integrating with an existing DNS infrastructure, you should manually create a delegation to this DNS server in the parent zone to ensure valuable name resolution from outside the domain virtulex.com. Otherwise, no action is required. Okay, so I'll click next. Here it's verifying the NetBIOS name assigned to the domain, and we can change it if necessary. It will populate automatically, but I suggest you not to change it. Click on next. So these are the ADDS database log files where they are saved. So and the system volume files, so they have the database folder, log file folders and sysvol folder, and by default it goes to the C Windows, NTDS and SYSVol. I highly recommend not to change these locations. Just make sure whatever is the default, let it be like that, otherwise it might create few problems. Then click next. So here is a review whatever options we selected. If you want a script, PowerShell script, you can just view the script here. So this is what the PowerShell script for the ADDS deployment. We have selected the ADDS path and everything. Then it's the domain mode, domain name. Okay, and the forest mode is Win 2012. and all this information is stored in this particular PowerShell script. So we'll not run this from the PowerShell. We'll click on next. So if you see on the bottom, it says if you click install, the server automatically reboots at the end of the promotion operation. So yes, it will reboot. The reboot is required when we are trying to promote a server to the domain controller. So it is verifying the prerequisites for the domain controller operations currently. So just give about a minute. Okay, all prerequisite checks pass successfully. Click install to begin installation. So click install. So it's starting the installation. So this is a fairly simple procedure how to promote or how to install a domain controller. We'll be seeing in the next few minutes how to configure everything. So till it's done, I'll pause this video and I'll come back again. So here we go. Looks like it's installed. So it says it's installed, so it's restarting. So you can see here the server is getting restarting. So let's wait here once again. So it will take about a minute or two to come up. So I'll just pause the video here once again. So it's coming up now. Let's see. So it says please wait, it's configuring in the back end. So we can check here, and looks like it's done. So let's see a few things here. First things first, we need to check whether we have the users and computers installed. So let the server manager open up. It should open up automatically. Let me open that. And you can also meanwhile I'll just show you this here. Meanwhile you can see the network is not reachable. It says no internet access. That is due to the DNS issue. So I'll show you how to fix that in my next video. So the server manager is getting loaded here. Meanwhile we'll try to check which account we are into. It should be the Virtualex or administrator. Okay, virtualex is the domain, and this my name forward backslash, that is my name, that's the user ID. So that's the current account that is here, which is it's running on. Let's see another thing. We'll go to the server info. So onto the virtualex.com. So this is the full computer name, that is the FQDN. Now we have two things here, ADDS and we have got DNS. Okay, so now let's see Active Directory users and computers. See here, initially it was not there. Now we have got a few ADDS domain services like Active Directory Administrative Center, Active Directory Domain Trust, Active Directory module for Windows, PowerShell, Active Directory sites and services, and Active Directory users and computers. So this is the place where you will go ahead and create accounts, manage all the computers, printers, everything on that particular domain. So here it go. So this is the Active Directory users and computers. So it's installed successfully. Let me go ahead and check a few other things. I'll try to log this, and so this is currently without password. So we'll create a password. The password has been changed. So next time if we log the computer or the server and try to unlock it and just hit a blank password, it should give us an error. So we need to key in the password that we have. So this is all about how to install the domain controller on the first domain controller on the Windows Server 2012. I'll come with a few other videos in between and just try to work on the DNS services and the DNS manager, and also I'll show you how to fix the no internet access which is causing due to the DNS.